and Ika began watching WWE in January 2025 during the Royal Rumble. Ika is brand new to WWE, while Kenny is returning for the first time in over 20 years. They appreciate your patience as they learn everybody's names and finishers, as well as past events concerning the WWE brand and or characters. They promise they will learn it all in due time.
All right, well, we are turning the page to a date that I had circled on my calendar for a long time, and it was last night's WWE Evolution, the all-women's affair, Nika.
I know.
Sponsored by Maybelline. Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe she's not.
Well, either way, I don't think these women were actually wearing Maybelline in the ring. I'm, more than happy to be proven wrong, but whatever they're wearing stays on through sweat, grit,
some of it,
and pain.
Yes,
blood. We saw some blood last night.
Did.
Everybody.
Do you think it was fake or was it real?
I don't think so. Well,
I think it was real.
I think it was actually real. I don't know. I beg to think it was real.
Okay.
Well, this was the lineup card heading into the big Sunday affair. And as you can see, again, all ladies and a lot of matches, including that big 8-women fatal 4-way tag team championship match and a battle royale, which featured, I think, 20 or 25 different women before it was all said and done.
They ran out of space for the picture, so
they
it was a lot.
definitely did. But yeah, we are going to turn our attentions immediately to probably the biggest story to come out of the whole entire wrestling weekend, Saturday night main event included. And that is one of our favorites, Naomi. She finally cashed in that suitcase, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it happened at a time when I think they really caught us all off guard, Nika.
They sure did.
It was a huge surprise. Mm-hmm. I was standing on my feet in the living room like, yeah. I saw when we saw her music hit, and at this. So let's just quickly move into this.
Okay.
Obviously, you can see the headline here. It says Naomi cashes in to win the women's world title at WWE Evolution. And I should point out, this is a couple of weeks after she was taunting Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill in the ring, kind of hinting that she was eyeing up the women's WWE championship. So I think that played into the whole surprise element here. Naomi also had her own no-holds-barred match that we just alluded to earlier in the evening, where she had this bloody nose bestowed upon her by Jade Cargill. The fact that those two things were happening all of a sudden set this up to be the surprise moment, the shocker.
It was like a movie that you forgot about the suitcase and they brought it back later.
Yeah. So I got to say kudos to the writers on that one for
good job,
kind of disguising when this was going to happen. And yet, when you look at it from afar, when you zoom all the way out, it's like both of her opponents in this instance had just beaten the hell out of each other and were both like knocked out from each other at this particular moment. It makes you wonder, obviously it's a scripted show, but in the sense of it being scripted, I say it's good writing because it came at a time where it seemed like it was a spur of the moment decision by the character.
It does, and it made you forget because she was just fighting with Jade and she got the bloody nose. Is she going to be okay? You start going into this thinking that, well, she's done for a minute, she's got to recover. And then she comes running right after at the end when those two are knocked out.
Exactly.
Perfect moment.
If you look at this, I screen grabbed a couple of shots here so we can kind of set the stage for everyone in case you missed it. Although you shouldn't be watching this if you missed it. You should just go watch the WWE YouTube channel first. Then you can come back and watch our analysis.
No. Watch ours first.
Listen to Nika whenever in doubt. But back to this for a second. So Io Sky, you can see this is what happened. She got up to do this jump kick off the top ropes, and Rhea Ripley dodged out of the way. And look who's in the way now. It's the official. You can guess how this ended. The official was knocked out for quite some time, and Rhea Ripley actually got a 10 count.
She did.
In this time period. She had a 3 count for sure. The audience kept going 4, 5, 6 and kept counting up. And so anyways, that happened while the ref was knocked out. But what wound up happening is Io and Rhea took the match to the to the seats.
To the stands.
It went into the audience a little bit, and then they eventually got to a place where Io Sky did quite a high jump off of some equipment or a stage riser of some kind.
It looked like the big speakers that you use in the concerts.
Right. So some part of the stage presentation was utilized, and eventually these two wound up back in the ring, and the official was coming kind of back into the what am I trying to say here? She kind of came to her senses, like after the cartoon knockout was bestowed upon her. She was seeing stars, everybody, or Tweety birds, one of the two. Either way, you can see the screenshot on the right. So Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, they eventually get back to the ring, and this Spanish fly move was hit by Io Sky, and at that point, it kind of left both of them knocked out in the middle of the ring. And this is when Naomi's music hit, and it was just kind of like a drop your jaw moment. You're like, what? And it was all over from here. Naomi came down. She cashed in. It was announced that the match was now a triple threat match. She came into the ring. She hit Io Sky first outside of the ring with the briefcase.
But she had to wait for the bell first.
She did have to wait for the bell. But then she did whack her with that briefcase, and then she came in and threw Rhea into one of the turnbuckle posts, and she kind of toppled out of the ring from there. Naomi did a backwards somersault on top of Io Sky to finish her off, I guess is the best way to say it. And she got an easy 3 count. There was no doubt about it. It was all over except for the celebrations, because they were going on in this house. I can tell you that much. There was high fives abound and cheering, and we just love Naomi. And, you know,
the character is fantastic for wrestling.
Yeah. Long may her reign. Long may she reign.
The whole storyline between her and Jade now, is that going to continue?
Yeah, we'll get into that match in a minute, because I do want to talk about that as a separate little nugget. But, you know, we had to start with the biggest story because it's just too good. And this was great. This was WWE at its peak. This event was probably my favorite event since we started watching again in January.
It definitely felt really good, and it was engaging. We were glued because at some point it felt long to me. It was 3-hour event.
Indeed.
And it felt kind of long, but when
it went over 3 hours actually, because that battle royale was long.
Yeah, I forgot about that part because
we both forgot it was coming, because it was like we got Jade, and then we got the championship match, and there was the battle royale in between these two matches. So
completely forgotten by us.
Yeah,
overlooked
a little bit. I mean, we knew that it was coming into the event for sure, but just as we were watching the event, I think it kind of slipped our minds that we got this big Royal Rumble of its own almost in the middle of this.
Yeah, show within the show.
So there it is, Naomi cashing in, and then Naomi got to do a little press conference afterwards. First, she came in and she made everyone stand up for her.
Shocker.
And then, you can see her taking her seat there on the right, and I'm, just really happy for her. A well-earned moment for Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi here, and I love seeing her with that championship belt.
Hey, gold looks good on Naomi.
It absolutely does. And this was one of the biggest shockers. We both took Rhea Ripley beforehand because of this big Australia event coming up in October. And we felt like she was going to get a title run from that. Yeah,
that's true. And also, I wasn't aware of the fact that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have fought together for so many times. I don't know exact number, but Rhea Ripley never came on top.
Yeah. And still has not.
She still hasn't.
And they put on a great match last night.
Really
and it's gonna be one of those things in history that's gonna go unnoticed or under recognized. But people should not forget Io Sky and Rhea Ripley were the true stars of this moment, because had they not put on such a great match ahead of this,
Naomi wouldn't come in.
The Naomi surprise wouldn't have felt so shocking. They did their part so well. And it's probably a hard part to play, knowing that neither one of you is going to win.
I know.
Ahead of time.
I know. It was heartbreaking at one point, but at the same time, they have a great chemistry working together as a team.
Absolutely. All right, let's turn it back to the woman
Okay.
of the hour, Naomi. WWE celebrates her, the new women's world champion. And you can see that great photo of her with the mouth open there, screaming in joy, maybe in relief a little bit. It's a long time coming.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Triple H here. She threw caution aside.
Did she not?
Hashtag and new women's world champion. Great photos here with Triple H and Naomi. And, of course, the flashback to when she won Money in the Bank not so long ago.
So do you think she will have to change her caution tape to something else now? Or that's part of her persona now?
No, I think it's part of her persona. Okay. I mean, and it's great. You know, like we saw caution tape on something in the park the other day just as we were walking, and we looked at each other and was like, oh, was Naomi here? and that's like perfect. I mean, you want to talk about the fact that you've permeated our landscape. That's it. You know. We're seeing you just in nature in the park because someone put caution tape on something. Yeah. And it's like, so she owns the caution tape for as far as I'm concerned. And she is owning it well.
Yes, she does. Spot on.
That was a great moment for Naomi.
All right.
Really happy for Naomi, and we will see what waits for her next. Is she going to defend the championship at SummerSlam, do you think?
Oh, that's early, but maybe. I mean, I'm sure there are women that want to take a crack at that championship.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are both on Raw, and Naomi traditionally is on SmackDown. I think that also might have played into the whole surprising element because you're just not used to seeing them together. However, I wonder if we'll see either Io Sky or Rhea Ripley tonight on Raw. But I feel like Naomi's going to get a fresh contender here at some point.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe one of these two women will get a chance at a rematch here at SummerSlam, like Rhea Ripley might.
Okay.
But I would hope actually at this point that Ms. Money gets a nice little title run here. I would like to see Naomi have a championship run at least through WrestleMania.
Okay, so that's
sorry
6
if you
months.
disagree, but I'm ready for the reign of Queen Naomi to begin.
Okay,
and I know Jade's the queen of the ring, but
that doesn't count.
Jade's got the belt around her waist right now, everybody, and Jade I think is going to be turning her attentions to Tiffany Stratton because, spoiler alert, she retained against Trish Stratus.
No shocker there.
All right, let's move on. I want to talk about this young woman, Stephanie Vaquer, who won this Battle Royale match, and she has now earned a championship bout of her own at the Clash in Paris at the end of August. So if Naomi, for some reason, doesn't defend at SummerSlam, could her first possible title defense be against Stephanie Vaquer?
So you're saying Stephanie has a choice between this Naomi championship and versus Tiffany Stratus?
Well, I'm not sure if she has a choice or not. I just know that she gets a championship match at
of her choosing
Clash in Paris. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if she gets to choose. I know that she's earned a championship match. Whoever gets to decide who it's against and what belt it's for is, I don't know.
Okay.
You know, it could be Julia with the U.S. Women's Championship. Maybe.
Oh, it could be. There's another one. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be one of the big two yet, because Stephanie just recently got promoted.
That's true. So she might not even win.
Well, yeah, that's true as well. But I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I like the idea of Stephanie and Naomi fighting each other. I like the idea of Stephanie and Tiffy fighting each other. You know, like the whole point of bringing in new women is to get new matchups and new rivalries and new feuds, and you know that will just. So I hope
it will get sorted.
It's a new matchup, you know, and a fresh opponent for her.
Okay.
In that moment. All right. Congratulations to Stephanie Vaquer. She had a great little message here after she won. She got interviewed by Stephanie McMahon, another Stephanie, in the ring afterwards. And when she got the mic, she said, quote, "You will remember my name forever." But she also said something that really stuck with me, which was that English is not her first language. And everyone was kind of like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But her other answer might have surprised a lot of people when she said, my first language is wrestling. It wasn't Spanish, you know, and I think that's what people were expecting her to say. No, it's wrestling. Wrestling, and to her, it's a universal language, and I think that's probably a big reason why she's successful, is that she looks at it that way. And I think this was kind of a genuine moment from her. The one thing that's interesting about Stephanie is I feel like more than any other character on WWE that I've seen, and I know we haven't seen a lot of her, but she gets to be herself. She's not necessarily even playing a character, as I feel like she's playing herself.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah. I think she had to develop that persona to make it, to be successful. And in a world that we know it's so competitive.
Of course.
And while we can look at it now and be like, oh, yeah, it makes tons of sense. Great story. 10-year-old from Chile wants to become a WWE superstar. There she is, of course. You know, but it's not that easy.
No.
It's never that easy. And so this was a really great moment. And she also, too, got the press conference treatment afterwards. And I thought deservedly so. And she and Naomi were the only two to get the treatment from the press conference last night. So congratulations to both of them on their achievements. And we will not forget for a long, long time.
No, we will not.
Definitely not.
Stephanie deserves the win.
Stephanie took out, by the way, on her way out, Anrielle Howard, a.k.a. Lash Legend. That was her stage name last night. And she is signed to WWE and performs on the NXT brand.
Okay.
But, man, does she look like a good opponent for Nia Jax in the future, or Rhea Ripley, right?
She does. She does. She put on a great show, too.
Well, she's 28, so she's not too young or too old yet, so she can have a bit of a career here.
Yeah.
Let's see if she gets it going.
Great.
She looks like a force to be reckoned with.
I agree with you 100%. Who you got
All
next?
right. Well, Stephanie won, so she is the winner, and I got that glamour shot poster of her. #1 contender for championship match. Again, it's very nondescript. It doesn't say which championship.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be Becky Lynch. Who
Maybe.
knows? That would be a good match. Becky needs a new opponent, by the way. We'll get to that.
That would be good because Becky's from Ireland and Stephanie is from Chile. So you
And it's
can
Intercontinental.
Exactly. You can play that.
Maybe Nika's onto something there, folks. What do you think? Should Stephanie Vaquer and Becky Lynch get it on in Paris?
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. It's Tiffy time.
Tiffy time.
That's right. Tiffany Stratton. She had this big WWE Women's Championship title defense against the legend Trish Stratus, the Stratus faction. And boy, oh boy, say what you want about this matchup, because like you called this the Gunther Goldberg matchup of Evolution on Friday, and you were so right, you know, and I wanted to believe that something weird was going to happen at one of these two matches, that they wouldn't just be filler or, you know, greatest hits tours, but that's what they were, really. They were greatest hits tours.
Sure. But Trish put up a 10 times better show than Goldberg.
You think so?
I do too. I do.
Okay.
And I'm biased because I'm a woman.
Well, I mean, say what you want. Trish has definitely kept up appearances, you
Yes.
know, and
She looks fantastic.
when it comes to being a female wrestler as your persona, it doesn't hurt when you keep up appearances like
Yes.
she has. So kudos to her for that, because yeah,
It's a hard work.
it is, and it all plays into the theatricality and the everything else that's going on in the match.
Absolutely.
But no big surprises here. Tiffany Stratton retains, and Trish Stratus put on a good show. That's all you can really say about this. They both hit some moves. And in the end, I don't think either of us were surprised to see that it was still Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time. No surprises whatsoever.
Indeed. But
I
good
hope
to
they are
see-
done
Good
with
to see
these-
Trish out there, you know?
Sure. And it's probably the nostalgia for a lot of people that tune in to see what will happen. Like you thought Trish is going to win at one point, or you had maybe a sliver of hope.
I just think Tiffany is due to lose this title at SummerSlam.
100%.
And this was kind of like a match to give her as like a notch in her belt. It's like I got to defend my title against a Hall of Famer and one of the women that basically gave us the opportunity that we have today. And so, yeah, it was a good WWE moment.
Yes.
But, notice this match wasn't last. And I predicted before the event got going yesterday to you that this was going to be the last match. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I was way wrong. So that just tells you the order of importance that they placed on it, even as a scripted event.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. So no title changes hands there. And it was... After that, though, it was this matchup, and we got to talk about this.
Okay.
Because even though Naomi won the day and won the title, she did not win her no-holds-barred match against Jade Cargill.
It was Jade.
It was Jade. And boy, oh boy, before we get into all the nitty-gritty, I just want to say Jade showed up for this one. I think it was one of her best performances that we've seen in WWE out of Jade Cargill, and she earned that victory. She even made Naomi bleed, I think, for real in the middle of this match. And Naomi, nasty Naomi sometimes, man. She took that blood on her fingers and just wiped it through Jade's extensions. I hope that wasn't her real hair.
Her extensions. Whatever.
Yeah, that's
matter.
funny. It was a good moment in the match, but wow, I was shocked to see Jade actually win this match, Nika, because we had both predicted that this was right in Naomi's wheelhouse ahead of time.
We did.
And yet, considering how things ended on the evening with Naomi having the last laugh, per se, and taking that championship belt, I guess both women kind of won the night, if you will, because Jade Cargill gets another victory. I want to point out this is now 1, 2, 3, 4 victories in a row that we've seen from her going back through the Queen of the Ring tournament and the Queen of the Ring final.
Are you talking the qualifiers too, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. She won the fatal 4-way match. She won the semifinal match against Roxanne. And then she won the finals against Asuka. And here she wins another match now against her arch rival, Naomi. Are these two going to lock horns again in the future, or is this feud over with now, do you think?
I don't know if it's over because there's also Bianca Belair somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. We had a fun moment, actually. So on SmackDown Friday, you haven't heard from us. SmackDown Friday, and then on SmackDown Friday, Jade actually gave Naomi a little bit of a taste of her own medicine by attacking her from behind. And Naomi was laying traps at that moment for Trish and Tiffany because she came out to kind of taunt them in the middle of their SmackDown session. So Naomi was already planting the seeds of misdirection on SmackDown by pretending to go for Tiffy's belt, but really having her eye maybe on Io Sky's belt.
Sky's. Okay.
Nevertheless, Jade attacks her from behind on SmackDown, setting up on Saturday night's main event. Jade's in the stands, and sure enough, they get involved, and Naomi comes down and attacks her from behind. That's when the match was changed and made with a special guest referee, Bianca Belair. She was added just on Saturday night, and I was not really surprised by this at all, but this was a nice surprise, I guess, to say, because we've seen all three of these women in the ring before not so long ago. It was at the University of Tennessee, I believe, when Bianca Belair welcomed the crowd with her broken finger. Now she's got to be getting back into this action pretty soon, huh?
I think so.
I hope she has a match at SummerSlam. But it was good to see her in those pinstripes last night. She was rocking the referee's attire really well.
She did.
And, she didn't get involved in this match.
I know. I mean, that's her role, not to get involved. She was right in the middle. But I was questioning, was that really necessary?
Yeah, I think she's just such a big attraction in its evolution, and maybe she's just not ready yet, so they wanted to find a way to include her.
Okay,
and
it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with it. I was actually just surprised she didn't
do anything,
add some drama somewhere to the matchup, but
she didn't
in a way, maybe
sides.
it's good that she didn't.
Yeah.
From a friendship standpoint with both of these women, and we'll see where things end up with her. Again, I just hope we see her back in the ring soon.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's time to turn our attentions to the opening match of the night. It was Becky Lynch retaining against both Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in this triple threat match that's been getting set up over the past few months. And oh my gosh,
Is it
can
done?
we say, please be over? Please be over. I never want to see a Becky Lynch, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria promo again in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was a good fight.
I don't have anything against either
No?
of these women individually, but as a threesome, this has just run its course, and it's been back and forth and round we go. And I think the microphone talk got really stale at some point in the middle of all of this, and we just need some new blood, some new faces, and I hope we're gonna get some.
I do like your idea now that we have new people coming in. Somebody will challenge Becky.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's Naomi,
we got some people. We got Stephanie Vaquer, and we've got Sol Ruka. She looks ready to me. And of course, we got Lash Legend.
yeah.
I mean, just from a stature standpoint, I like the idea of having someone for Rhea and Nia Jax to, stand up to them.
Yeah.
But this match was a good way to actually get the event going, because all three of these women, despite having a stale maybe feud on the mic, they really know how to work. You can tell that much, and they did a great job together. This match actually ended exactly almost how I predicted on Friday's show. I said Bayley and Lyra would cancel each other out, and sure enough, Becky came in at the last minute and kind of swooped in and stole victory after these two were in a skirmish with each other. So good matchup. Definitely went over 25 minutes. I was checking the clock. I predicted it would be over at 4:31 our time, and it was not over. So I lose.
Oh, were you too short? The fight went longer. Okay.
It went longer. Yeah. So
Interesting.
They did a great job and held my attention, and I believe yours.
It was a really good match to start the whole show.
Yeah.
It got people involved really fast.
It was. So Becky Lynch retains. Trish. I'm sorry.
Too many women.
Tiffy retains. And then it was on to the women's fatal four-way tag team matchup, and this was a bit of a surprise to me. Raquel and Roxanne retained. Nika. They are still women's tag team champions, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Well, I think this was a Roxanne Perez prove yourself match.
They definitely solidified her as the tag team champion with Raquel for a while, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, how long they hold on to these belts, and if they still have them when Liv Morgan comes back, because that would make the most drama out of this situation, I'm sure. But I wanted to turn our attentions to this moment of the match, because this might have been the most interesting / funny moment of the fatal four-way here. We had Zarya, who was getting ready to do a spear on Alexa Bliss, and Sol Ruka, her partner from NXT, was setting it up, and Charlotte Flair came in at the last second and saved Alexa Bliss from this fate, from this spear. And as you can see, Zarya there booping Sol Ruka instead in the midsection. And in the reaction shot afterwards, the shock on Alexa Bliss's face, I think that Charlotte saved her. Are you buying a new permanent alliance? I hate to use the word friendship and anything WWE related, but are you buying into the alliance between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss lasting?
I don't know how long it will last, but in the meantime, I think it will last for at least few matches.
Do they get a rematch at SummerSlam as a twosome?
As a tag team?
Yes.
Against the Judgment Day, or
Yes.
maybe?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
want it. I want to see it. I'm not happy about the outcome of this match, because I want to say I feel like it would have just been too good, too fun for Charlotte and Alexa to have to be this like tag team of convenience rather than of, desire of actually truly wanting to be aligned together. It's more of a like, well, when in Rome kind of situation. But nevertheless, I still think that there is something there.
I do too. I like their dynamic.
now
we
that
do like each other, but we really don't like each other.
especially with this save at the end, it had like protect me vibes going on there, and like, but nevertheless, I just want to see if they kind of keep the gag going through to WrestleMania, because I could totally see these four putting on a hell of a show at WrestleMania and still getting what we want out of it, which is to see Blissful Flair become the tag team champions. Ooh. Or what did I say? The A plus Flair.
A plus Flair. I like the Blissful Flair better.
All right. Well, if
like
you got
that.
a tag team name recommendation for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair that we haven't thought of, let us know in the comments below. You know the drill. But we're going with Blissful Flair as the number one choice and A plus Flair as the backup. And that would be written like a report card, like A plus Flair. Okay. So like your flair is perfect. Well, it was a good matchup, and just surprised a little bit by the outcome. Nevertheless, I do feel like they are going to solidify Roxanne as this champion with Raquel. Now that they're tag team champions, I would like to see Charlotte and Alexa get that rematch at SummerSlam. That's my vote. Let us know what you want to see at SummerSlam in the comments below. All right, well, it's time to talk about this matchup. It was JC Jane leaving WWE Evolution, still NXT Women's Champion. She took the win over Jordynne Grace, but that was because of this shocking betrayal at the close of the match.
Blake Monroe.
This is that blonde is Blake Monroe, as Nika said, and she got involved in this matchup just before it started, it seemed like. Jordynne and her were seen backstage. Jordynne actually personally invited her down to ringside and was like, hey, can you come look out for me? Because JC Jane has a little posse with her as well. Nevertheless, Blake winds up kind of maybe inadvertently costing Jordynne the match, or maybe she did. Jordynne doesn't look very happy in the picture there on the right, and Blake is kind of like, yeah, whatever, girl, I don't care. So it seems like this whole thing was just a setup for these two to now get into a feud with each other.
But is that feud going to continue in NXT? Because I feel like that's a group from NXT that we don't really follow.
Yes, I do think that it's going to be a feud for NXT and a feud for Jordynne. And
it's not going to spill over to SmackDown or Raw, basically.
I don't think so. I don't think these girls are getting promoted right now. I would put like Sol Ruca in the camp of promotion ahead of these. Okay. Just my opinion. And you know, maybe Lash Legend, like someone big, and like I said, for reasons, you know. And I do think we are getting ready to promote more people. Like, they could use some fresh matchups, like we talked about with Becky and Bayley and Lyra. That was so stale. So it'll be good to get some fresh blood in there.
All right. Let's go from minors to majors.
All right. Well, that is our recap of WWE Evolution, Nika. And I just want to say, on the whole, I thought this event was right up there with some of the best we've seen this year. And you know, the writing was top notch. I didn't see a lot of these things happening the way they happened. I was pleasantly surprised by a lot of the outcomes. I don't think we predicted like hardly any of the matches correct, except for Tiffany and Becky. Yeah,
you're right. And we totally skipped the Battle Royale because it wasn't promoted as heavily as the other matches.
Well, it wasn't, but also it was a lot of women from NXT.
Okay,
that
that's
were
true.
Involved,
but as soon as it started,
I did have a sneaking suspicion Stephanie was going to win.
Yeah, because as soon as it started, we both like, oh, Stephanie.
Yeah. When we landscaped the competition, it was like, oh, Stephanie might be the winner here. And as the event went on, I kept pointing at her. It's like, she's there. There she is. So good win. The tag team matchup, I was surprised by the ending because I definitely thought Raquel and Roxanne were due to lose those belts. The no holds barred match, we got wrong. The
championship
in the world championship match, obviously, with neither one of those two winning, it's hard to predict that one correctly. But a great, shocking ending to this event. You know, that was the cherry on top for the whole thing for me. The whole event was really good. And it really turned a corner for me with the no holds barred match, and then the battle royale, and then the world's championship match being all in a row like that.
It was
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
It was really good. It was great, and I hope they have it sooner than next 7 years.
Yes, let's get this going again probably next year. I feel like there's no reason to have these extended vacations anymore. And the only thing I would add is that if you're going to do Saturday night's main event the night before, you got to figure out a way to get, a women's match or two in there as well, because you just can't afford to not have them on the main channel and get that free publicity. You never know
Who's going to watch?
who's going to be watching. And it could be Stephanie Vaquer, 10 years old in Chile, getting an NBC feed, you just never know.
You don't.
And so that's my only complaint, I guess, in the whole wrestling weekend from the women's side.
But overall, I think it was a really good show.
Absolutely. A+ show and A+ performances. Especially, I'll give a special shout out again to Jade Cargill for just dishing out and receiving some good punishment and just looking like she worked a good match. I think this is exactly what WWE fans wanted to see from her. And I also I'm just happy that Naomi is champion.
No more suitcase.
No more suitcase for her.
Just more caution tape and everything else.
I would definitely be cautious, everybody.
That's right.
All right. Well, we'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye.